workout. I'm here live on my own today, but I will be demonstrating seated and standing exercises. This is for all ages and levels. Anyone can join. We've been doing these workouts for 5 years. They're all saved on my YouTube channel, usually with my mother-in-law or my mum, but please feel free to share these with your loved ones. Do leave us a comment. Please make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel for free. It really helps, and it also notifies you when I go live and lots of new content that I'll be sharing with you. If you haven't checked out, there's a new playlist called Health Tips and Education. It's got really short bite-sized amounts of information on my YouTube channel, so do check that out. So we're going to start today with taking a seat. We're going to take a moment to just breathe, what I call a breath snack, as outlined in my best-selling book, The Feel Good Fix. There's lots of science behind this, but we're going to start today just tuning into our breath. We're going to do a quick body scan just to get ready, relax, kick in the parasympathetic nervous system to get us ready for a lovely low-impact workout ahead. So just close your eyes. Relax your breath, maybe tune into it. So just focusing on your inhales, ideally through your nose. There's science about nasal breathing and all its health benefits. And breathing out through your nose or sometimes your mouth. I've got a lot of hay fever, so apologies if I sound a bit bunged up today, but this is also going to help with just trying to clear the passages. Breathing in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth or your nose. I want you to try and focus as we do this body scan just on your breath. I know we have hundreds of thoughts. I think it's 50,000 thoughts a day. I read it recently. And if you do feel like they're passing, just let them pass like a cloud. Try and tune into your breath. That's going to ground. And we're going to try and breathe out for longer than we breathe in. So breathing in and then maybe really lengthening that exhale. So we're going to start at the top of our bodies. We're going to just try and relax our foreheads. Take a few deep breaths here. Relax your eyes. Relax your mouth. Maybe relax your tongue away from the top of your mouth. Just relax your face, try and ease out any tension. Maybe if you want, you can give yourself a little tap here. It's a nice moment with your eyes shut, just using your fingertips around your temples, maybe above your cheeks, just under your eyes. Little tapping motions, really, really good. And lots of science in this as well, but I will just let you tap away. And then relax your shoulders. Here again, you could give yourself a little tap as we tune into our breath around your collarbone, around your neck, around your collarbone here is quite nice, but try and breathe in, and on the exhale, relax the shoulders. They're sometimes hunched up when we carry stress. Relaxing the arms, so taking a positive inhale towards the arms. You could add a little bit of tapping as I've started. Do feel free to just add a little bit of touch, a little light tap with your fingertips on your arms. It feels really good. And then relaxing your stomach. Take a deep breath into your belly to try and really expand your lungs, but also that belly breath. And then exhale, relaxing, releasing any tension. Breathing in towards the hip area, which gets really tight when we're sitting for long periods or we're stressed. Easing out your hips, just sending a nice positive breath towards them. And then focusing on our legs, our upper legs, our lower legs, your calves, your ankles. Maybe just adding in a quick heel raise, so lifting up and then breathing out, just dropping them, grounding the feet. Relaxing your toes in your shoes, or you may be barefoot. Breathing in, I want you to just take a big positive inhale and a really long exhale. We focused on the whole body very quickly there. You're going to rub your hands together, generate some heat in front of you. Keep your eyes closed and bring those heated hands towards your eyes, just letting that heat pass through. Take a big inhale. On the next exhale, open your eyes, Let some light in just between your fingertips. Bring a smile to your beautiful faces and then relax the hands away when you're ready. How do we feel? Hopefully, really just nice and calm. Do leave me a comment. Let me know. That's going to really help you at any point in the day, those breath snacks. So we're going to start today. We're going to add in this active recovery move. You can just start circling the arms with a little bit of stepping. We have people joining, I can see on Zoom, live from their living rooms, from their kitchens, from their bedrooms, all ages and abilities. Seated option is also to just step out. We're starting our mobility snack, so we're starting to get all the joints nice and supple and lubricated. Motion is lotion for our joints. So do try and build in some of these movements through your day. We're then going to circle out in front of us, coming forwards, nice big circles, just doing what you can. Ease out any tension if it feels difficult. Just go to your range of movement, yeah? Whatever you manage to do today. And if there's an exercise you don't like, you can adapt. You don't have to do it. We're then going to place our hands on our hips. I'll show you the standing option. We're going to try and circle out our hips. This feels really nice. Just adding a bit of movement, rotation. If you're seated, you're going to bring your torso towards you in a nice circular motion. I want you to think about your breath that we just did in our breath snack. Use that with each movement we do today, and then change direction. We're keeping our brains fit as well. I'm just going to make sure that everyone is on mute on my lovely Zoom community, because we just don't want any interference there. Everyone is looking great. Brilliant work. So keep going for me there. Carry on. Lovely. And then if you're able to balance, I want you to have support, a chair, a wall. Make sure you have support with you. If you're able to balance without, obviously keep something near you. We're going to try and add in a few circular motions, keeping our body nice and upright. Apologies. So nice circular motions, just circling out our hips. If you're seated, you're going to take a seat and you can try and do these nice and seated. Lovely. So we're just moving one direction. And then if you need to place the foot down, have a little rest, and then changing directions. Today I'm going to try and show you everything seated and standing. But if you're standing and you've got the balance of support, hold your core in, back nice and straight. Try and keep everything still apart from that rotation in your hips, because that's going to really isolate that big ball and socket joint. We want to get that nice and mobile and supple. It's going to really help us future-proof our bodies. So let's try the other side now. So if you can, hold on to support. You know, I practice balance every day when I brush my teeth. So you've got your sink there. You could try and balance on one leg. That would help movements like this. Even if we aim for 10 seconds of balance on each leg, that would be wonderful. And then changing directions, we're just going to move to the other way. I'm just checking, my lovely mum just called me. This is live, this is real, but I'm hoping that she can join me on Zoom. She is back, so I'm hoping that was just not a technical issue there. My mum is usually on Zoom with us at the moment. She's not on screen, so let's carry on and relax. Take a little seat for me. We're just going to do a little bit of work today for our ankles. We often neglect our feet and all the weight we put on our feet all day. So we're going to do a few different movements for our feet just to add something different. We're going to go onto our heels to start off with. So that's a calf raise. So you're going to feel that. Then you're going to push the heels down and go lift up so your toes lift up instead. So we're moving through the foot. I want you to just roll gently. So heels down and then heels up. So as the heels go down, try and lift the toes towards you. I can see some of you trying to do this standing. I would do it with a bit of support again, because it's a little bit of challenge, right? If you're doing it standing, but you can try. It's just a little bit more difficult. to pause with your heels down, toes up, but it's a nice little challenge, so feel free to do what works for you. Then if you're standing, you will need to support to maybe lift one leg. We're going to start ankle rolls. So we're just going to circle out our ankles and one direction and then changing direction. So this actually feels really good. I think if you find that hard, you could place your foot down and try. But by lifting the leg up, we're using our leg muscles. We're really getting those muscles engaged. You know, I'm going to talk about strength training, but I can already feel these muscles kicking in. So that's really good. Change leg for me. So just circling out, nice easy mobility movements that you could take away as homework from today and just sprinkle in whenever you're sitting too long on the sofa, behind your desk. Share these with a little loved one. It's better than just sitting still. Trust me, exercise snacks sprinkled in every hour, ideally every half an hour, is really beneficial for our health. Okay, relax there. We're going to move into a bit of cardio. So if you're seated, we're going to start with our high knees. We're lifting alternate knees up. You're going to give yourself a little high five. If you're standing, again, bit of balance work. Hold your core in. I want everybody's backs nice and straight. You know my desk reset snack. If you don't, it's shoulders up, back and down, like the analogy of a desk shape. That fixes our posture. We're going to bring our shoulder blades back and together. Lift through your chin. Alternate knees coming up. We could go a little bit faster if you want. You're going to give yourself a nice high five. And I also want you to think about your stomach muscles. So really try and keep them tight, holding on to them, squeezing belly button in towards the spine, breathing through. Let's go for about 10 seconds. I haven't got my mother-in-law to count down for me today, so do feel free to count out loud. 3, 2, and 1. Relax there. Your active recovery today could just be a balance. If you want, for 10 seconds, or you could do a little leg extension. So here I'm holding out for 10 seconds. I'm going to sprinkle them in. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, so make sure you've got support. I'm just going to sprinkle these in because balance we actually start losing in midlife, and it's really important to reduce our risks of falls as we age. We can change leg. We're just having a little break. If you don't want to do anything in the break, have a breather. Have a moment. Your heart rate's probably gone up a little bit, like mine, and we're just bringing it back down. Well done. So now the next move. We're going to imagine we've got our feet. We're doing a little bit for our brains to reduce risks of things like dementia and Alzheimer's. We're going to have a little pattern with our feet. We're going to pretend a box shape. So either seated, we're going to move our feet forwards and back. So imagine one foot forward, other foot forward, back and back. So I'm going to try that seated, so stepping out forwards and back. We're then going to start adding in some boxing. So I want you to think about moving through, maybe with your arms, maybe a nice little box shape. You could go nice and slow because it is a bit of coordination. Make sure you've got a bit of space. I can see lots of you all over the world joining us right now, globally on Zoom, and you can join me on Zoom just by signing up to my free newsletter on my website. I send out a link. I have a WhatsApp group to communicate session reminders. Isn't this boxing great? Because we are punching out any of our stress, all the mental health benefits of exercise that you know I like to highlight. How's that box shape going? If it's hard, maybe just step out on the spot. Let's give ourselves a little step just on the spot for 5 seconds. Let's just maybe pick up the pace on the spot. 5, 4, last little punch out. 3, 2, 1, relax. Take a seat. Maybe hold out in your leg extension. Maybe have a balance, or I did say either option. So if you want to balance or just hold out in a leg extension, whatever works for you. I'm giving you about 20 seconds. You've got 10 seconds on each side. Just adding something new today, but please feel free to sit if you want to. I'm going to change sides. The other great thing about balance for younger people who may not be thinking about, falls as we age, which are so common, is actually tell your younger ones, if they're runners or doing any sports, that how important balance work is to correct muscular imbalances and to help with their performance, their agility, their speed. So there's lots of lovely benefits of balance. How do we get on? Should we give it a little shake out? Are we nice and warm, everyone? I feel like I'm very warm in this top now. Didn't quite realize how hot it is. We're going to give ourselves the last little cardio snack today. Is going to be a nice low impact star jump. So we're going to step out and in. My mum has joined us, which is great. So that's great, Mum. Welcome back. She's on Zoom. Low impact version is to step out, alternate legs. Give yourselves a clap. You are here today. Even if you join for a couple of minutes for an exercise snack, this is beneficial to your health. So to me, you are all stars that deserve a round of applause, and especially when I see people that have had health issues, people that are in their 70s, 80s, 90s. We've had a 100-year-old join these workouts. Any age, any ability, even a minute of movement over the age of 60, there's a study to show how beneficial that is for your health. Shall we go for 5 more seconds? I'm getting nice and warm here. 3. Give yourselves a big clap. 2. And 1. Relax. So how good do you feel right now? Give me a little number out of 10 in terms of how you feel good, like mentally. I know you might be out of breath. Good. I can see 8s out of 10. That's great to hear. 9 out of 10. I've got a 10 out of 10, Sonal. Lovely. We've got a lovely lady, Dawn. She gave me a 9 as well. Mum's a 7. She's just joined. So when you play this workout out, it's always good to have that sense check, because we can march on the spot here just to cool things down. Sometimes we don't feel like exercising. I'll be honest, today I've had such bad hay fever that I was struggling to think, how am I going to do this? But how good do I feel right now? And that is thanks to all of you for making me show up. But also I want you to bottle that feeling up, because when I get asked about motivation to exercise, remember how you feel right now. Those endorphins have kicked in, those happy hormones. And so we're going to start our strength section now. We're going to go towards the wall if you can, if you're able to stand, to do our wall press-ups. If you're not able to stand, and I will show you the wall press-ups today, because I am on my own today, so I'm going to make sure you can see me on camera. Just to demonstrate the seated version, we're thinking about upper body strength. This looks easy, but I want you to really focus on those muscles in our upper body. Place your hands on your thighs, bend at the elbow, back is nice and straight, and then you push away, breathe out. Core is tight. Inhale, exhale. If you've progressed from the wall, countertop. If you've got a table against the wall, if you've got your kitchen island, I feel is the perfect thing to do when you're cooking, to sprinkle these in. That would be the next level. And some of you do go to the floor, but in this workout, I don't demonstrate them, but in my book, there's follow along videos, QR codes to explaining press up progression. So think about your core being tight, a straight line from the top of your head all the way down, inhaling, exhaling. To make it harder, you can move further away from the wall. We're going for a bit longer today. I know some of you have started. If you need to stop, have a little break, roll out your wrists. Really take it nice and slow. Think about your form. I can feel these on the wall. They're so effective. People don't realize. And we have walls everywhere. I go into workplaces and I try and get people to do their wall press-ups by the wall. Just when the coffee's boiling. When you tie it into an existing habit, you're more likely to do it. Part of your lifestyle. How do we all feel? Should we give our wrists a little roll out? Maybe march on the spot. When you're ready, just come back. Everyone on Zoom, YouTube, Well done. How were your press-ups today? So you probably were a little bit wide. We are going to do another whole circuit today. Maybe the next time you could think about bringing your hands a little bit closer with your elbows coming towards your body as you do them. So that will target your triceps a little bit more, these lovely bingo wings. So that's another way to progress. Remember that. We're now going in from upper body to the king of lower body, our squats or our leg extensions. And just for the purpose of anyone new, obviously I'll talk through all the options. If you're used to doing your sit and stands or squats, please start. If you're used to adding a weight, you know, I use tin cans, plastic bottles, traditional weights, or even a rucksack on your back is great. Let's go through form and technique. If you're seated and can't stand, I do want you to do leg extensions, maybe holding for a little while, coming down, thinking about these muscles because they support your knees. When we hear about knee pain, we want to strengthen the quadriceps and all the surrounding muscles around your knees. Second option is to have the support of your chair. You can hold onto your chair, come up a few inches. Your feet are around shoulder width. Your knees always go out in line with your toes. They don't come caving in towards each other. Lifting up a few inches and coming down. The next level up, if you're able to stand without support, is to come all the way up. Squeeze your glutes, core tight, back straight, lots to think about. Look at your toes as you're coming back down. So your knees are staying back. They're not coming over your toes. Just to put a little bit less load, we're going nice and slow. We're just squeezing up, but we're thinking about all the muscles being tight, contracting. We want to build lean muscle mass. This is the key, this move. If you're able to still stand, we want to stay as independent as possible for as long as possible. So this is probably the most important move if you're still able to stand, because we want to be able to get out of bed ourselves, off the toilet, out of the car. If you think about how many times we sit and stand, and I would love you to sprinkle these squat snacks into your day. When you're sitting on the sofa for more than an hour, could you do 10 for me? I'm just doing body weight this first round. Can you feel those? When you're tired, just have a little rest. Otherwise, one for luck for me and relax. Well done. Give it a little shake out. Your recovery, your break could be a little march, a little jog, a little step on the chair, or just have a little rest. We're then going to grab two weights. So I would always say tin cans. We all have tin cans, plastic bottles. Anything safe are perfect household objects to use for the next exercise. Something nice and light to start off with, but then you progress by increasing your weight. I'm going to grab these fairly light dumbbells for me. I'm going to show you standing, but you can do all of this seated like I'll demonstrate. Shoulders are back and down, our desk reset snack. Core is tight. My palms are facing forward. My elbows stay glued to the side of my body. We're going to do 5 bicep curls, bringing the weights up towards your shoulders, slowly coming down. So that negative movement is really important. There's a lot of science behind how you get great results building this lean muscle mass. Muscle is the key for longevity, but by slowing it down, having the muscles time under tension, we're really feeling this, especially if your weight is light. Going nice and slow, using that slow tempo is effective. Next time it comes up towards you, you could do this all seated. You're then going to try and twist the palms forward and then bring them back down. So it's a slightly different shoulder press. This is a nice one to sculpt the shoulders, breathing out, coming back down. Good. How does this feel? If you're in front of a mirror, it's great to see with free weights if you're nice and even on both sides. Coming up, breathe out and down. We're just going to do 5, and then we're going to add in a little final exercise, Relax there. Hands down. We're going to just do our side raises. So my palms face down. Anytime you lift a weight, your wrists are staying nice and straight to your forearms. And then we're slowly coming down. Bring your arms out to shoulder height. Slowly coming down. If I was to do it seated, same thing as what I've been doing. Slow control. How are those shoulders feeling? Can you feel them? Breathe out. Breathe in. You breathe out on the hardest part, that lift, and slow it down. We've done 5. How are we feeling? Are we good? Shall we add a little challenge? If anyone needs a break, please stop. We're going forwards and down. So we've done a little strength circuit for our arms. Today we're just adding just 5 reps to start off with of 4 exercises, but fairly back to back. We haven't had a break. Breathe out, try not to swing your upper body. Just slowly feeling those muscles kick in. Good. Last one. Feeling strong and relax. How was it? Have a little rest. Have a shake out. Drop the weights for a second. So how did you feel there? Did you feel the last few repetitions? Yes or no? It might be a no, and then that's a good indicator to say, I need to up my weight. Maybe you've been using very light weights for a long period, so maybe you could progress to plastic bottles. Milk cartons are great, like with a bit of grip. Anything that you feel you can hold on to. We're going to add in a bit of grip strength now. If you're seated, I just want you to hold on to something fairly heavy in both hands. So maybe your dumbbells. If you're seated, I want you to just hold and really tighten your grip. If you're able to, please stand up, because all we're going to do is walk on a tightrope. Imagine your toe and then your heel comes in front of each step, your heel to toe. Like you're on a tightrope, but we're just holding weights as we walk. And then when you get to the end of your space, wherever you are, you're going to walk backwards. Just normally, you're going to try and walk backwards. If it feels weird, please turn around and just walk normally. But walking backwards has some incredible health benefits, which I shared on my Instagram yesterday. From things like helping with our knees, to our balance, to our core strength. So it's a different way. It challenges your brain because you're walking backwards. Have you tried walking backwards in the garden? It's lovely on the beach, but we're just going to add a little bit of walking backwards today in this workout. So I'm doing the tightrope a few times. If you're seated, holding on, you could even add in some heel raises here, up and down. But I want you to hold on to these weights. The reason why is because I want you to work on your grip strength. I want you to think, how am I going to be able to carry my shopping? How am I going to be able to open? Some of those jars are quite difficult, aren't they? But we want to be able to keep our grip. And grip strength is one of the most important things in longevity. It's a great indicator. So we're holding on and then let's relax. We probably did about a minute. Now there is a study about walking for people in their 40s, 50s, of walking with something that's 70% of your body weight. So I've done this on Instagram as well with some big heavy weights in the gym for a minute. I don't expect us on this workout to be able to do that, but I'm adding in little snacks, little ideas of things that you can do yourself. If you've got a resistance band, we're mixing everything up because every workout is different for me. We're going to grab your resistance band. We usually do this at the beginning. We're going to add in my shoulder floss. If you haven't got a band, a pair of old tights is perfect, like I used to do in the pandemic, or even a belt or a gown tie. We're going to try and do our shoulder floss, seated or standing. You're going to try and lift your arms up and over, but do not worry if you need to bend. Do not worry if you can't come all the way round. You just work to your range of movement in that ball and socket joint of your shoulder, which you know we're all sitting for long periods. Even children, I see the rounding of the back. This is a great exercise to do daily. I keep a band on my desk when I'm working for too long. This is a great little exercise snack. I, go into workplaces and I give them lots of ideas of things like this. Just a simple pair of tights or a resistance band, keeping it out, maybe by the sofa or by your desk. Can you feel that? I can feel that today because we've already done press-ups. We've done a little upper body strength snack already today. So it feels different, right? Your muscles have already been working quite hard. To make it harder, you obviously could hold it tighter, more resistance. If it's difficult, loosen up. Let's go for 2 more. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm looking at everyone on Zoom. There's a lovely lady with her scarf, her chundri as well. Is that you, Mamta? Varsha, sorry, Varsha, there you are, beautiful. I've got husbands and wives, everyone on YouTube, well done. Woo, I can feel that. Did you feel that? I had to stop there as well. Well done. So that's the lactic acid that really shows that we've been working our muscles. We are getting strong. I know it's a bit of a funny feeling, but trust me, it's a good feeling. And we always stretch at the end, which is the most important. Circle out, march out, give yourself a little shake out, whatever you want to do. We're going to add in just 1 more move. Actually, we will do it with the band to start off with, but then we could use weights when you know the form. We're going to do the bow and arrow because it's a great one for your backs, and it's a good one that I can show. With the resistance band, you're adding a bit of tension. So what we're going to do is imagine you are Robin Hood, bringing one elbow back and round, squeezing your back muscles, maybe add a hold today, shooting your arrow, bringing that back. Relax the shoulders away from your ears, alternate arms, but can you go a little bit more challenging by adding that little hold, squeezing those back muscles together at the back and release. So you breathe out as you pull, inhale as you release. It feels really good with the band. If you didn't have a band, you could use your tin cans and do the same movement, coming back and in. Great work. Can you keep going, everyone? This is looking great. Can you feel it? It feels different, right? Carry on for me. I'm just going to take a little clip because you guys are using such different objects here today. We've got a nice Indian scarf. We've got different resistance bands, people using them in their living rooms, kitchens, bedrooms, wherever you are. Well done. Relax it there for me on Zoom and YouTube. Super well done. So give yourselves a little shoulder roll, maybe a little shake, maybe a little dance, whatever feels good. A few shrugs. My mum's doing up and down, nice little release. That's it. So give ourselves a clap. We're going to try and do that quick circuit again, most of it, yep. Can we start with our press up? So now, as I suggested, if you're doing the wall press up for something different, even on your thighs, you could have your feet a bit narrower, elbows, so hands a bit narrower, and then your elbows skim the side of your body, and you push away. Now, if you're able to stand, please stand up because the seated option is really there for anyone that may have any disabilities in care homes, anyone that's not able to stand. But if you're able to stand, I would love you to get the full benefit of this move against the wall or against your kitchen counter. When the kettle's boiling, when the vegetables are cooking, inhaling, exhaling. Really feel it. It's harder with your hands a bit narrower. You're probably going to feel it on your triceps, which is a bit different, and your elbows are trying to come in towards the side of your body. If you don't like it, stick to the original press up against the wall, whatever works for you, yep? Inhale, exhale. Now, while I've got you at the wall, So do a couple more for me. Whenever you feel your last couple, you're really feeling them, that's a great indicator. 10 to 12 to 15. It's very personal. I want you to add these in and progress. The most important thing with press-ups is if we can try and do them regularly. That's why I always suggest just 10 press-ups when your coffee's boiling. You know you've got them in daily, and that's going to really help build up this hard-to-build upper body strength. If you're able to, I want you to go by a sofa. I've got a chair against the wall, or by your bed, or even a couple of stairs. Now, we haven't done a plank in a while. If this is difficult, I will give a seated option for core, but I want to just talk you through the plank. We're going to add that in while we're sort of up. All I want you to try and do is place your hands directly under your shoulders. You're going to step out. Now watch me first. A lot of people have their bums high up, or I definitely don't want you arching. I want you to try and keep a straight line from your head to your heels. I am really sucking my belly button in. I'm tilting my pelvis slightly under. So rather than here, I'm trying to squeeze up and in. This is a great one. Even for a few seconds, you are taking your body weight. Now, I do demonstrate the plank, and I do it myself on the floor. This is an option, but only for anyone that may be doing yoga regularly. Here, again, straight line, head is neutral, a few seconds, and then relax. But think about your core. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze all your muscles, keep breathing. If you can practice that, the seated option, is to hold on to a weight. So let's maybe have 10 seconds on, have a little break, and maybe try another 10 seconds. If you're seated, I want you to just do a few rotations with straight arms, with a weight, just twisting round. Use your core, try and keep everything still so your torso is twisting. You're going to hold your belly button in. Feel free to try this if you don't like the plank, or if you come back to the seat. You can do this standing as well. You could twist round, breathe out and in. Now try and keep everything still in terms of your waist and your hips. So you're twisting with your core tight and back. Can you feel that? You should feel a spinal twist, but also it's working your core. Quite a difficult exercise. Relax there. I want a little moment. Have you tried the plank? Please either drop a little thumbs up or a yes in YouTube, or on my Zoom community, can you just give me a thumbs up so I can see if anyone tried the plank? So it's just so that I assess whether I bring this in to these workouts. Mum, did you try the plank on the floor? Yes, she does it with her yoga. Vinu uncle, well done. So most of you on Zoom, and I'd love to know from YouTube if you tried the plank, because that is something I would like to bring in, because it does really help with your whole back strength, your core strength, and you are taking your body weight. But you can just do the seated option if that's not working for you. We're going to do our squats. This time, if you haven't, you're going to try and add some weight in. So I'm going to grab some weight, or if you're doing leg extensions, if you can't stand, you could hold a weight and do the leg extensions. It's harder if you hold the weight out in front of you and do the leg extension. That's much harder. If you're able to, you're going to hold a nice weight, anything, a tin cans, plastic bottles. Over time, you'll be able to get nice and strong with these, but I want your form to be perfect. Knees going out in line with the toes, the weight is in your heels, you squeeze up, you slowly come down. I'm going to show you from the side that when you hold a weight, you don't start going like this. You try and keep your body nice and upright, so it's your legs doing all the work. Your core is also working hard. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the glutes at the top. Does that make sense? We'll aim for about 10 to 12 again. When you're tired, you have a little rest or a march out. But let's keep going if we can. Nice and strong. This is the key to our independence. If you're still able to sit and stand, let's try and practice these daily. Squeeze up and down, and you can increase your weight gradually over time, yep? Progressive overload is all explained in my book, The Feel Good Fix. Very easy to read, lots of videos as well that you can follow along. Woo, I'm a bit out of breath there. How are you feeling? Did you feel it? Even on the leg extensions, you could just give yourselves a little stretch out the legs, just keep those muscles moving. We're going to do that quick upper body circuit. Think about your weights. If tin cans were too easy, do you have something heavier? I wish I had something slightly heavier, but we will work with what we've got here. So we started with our bicep curls, seated or standing. And again, these are all functional movements. Carrying shopping, lifting things off the ground, picking things up. This is why we're doing strength training. I do want you to build muscle, but I also want you to think about your day-to-day activities and how we can continue those, yep? Good, so 5 curls. Can you feel it here? This is the muscle we're targeting. So slowly up and down. If your weights are light, really slow it down. Then we're going to pause here and we're going to try and twist the hands so the palms face away from us. Shoulder press and come back towards us. Nice and controlled movements. Standing or seated, whatever works for you. Again, lifting up, putting things up on a shelf, taking things out of cupboards, placing your suitcase on that overhead rack if you're still traveling. Things that we just take for granted, but our shoulders do a lot. Breathe out. One more here. Relax, good. And then we're going to do our side lateral raises. So shoulders relaxed, but back, core tight, lift up to shoulder height. You could add a little hold as a challenge. Then slowly coming down. Good. Keep breathing. Breathe out. Slow it down. How does it feel? The seated option is always there, but if you can stand, I'd always encourage you to stand. There's a whole section as I write about the benefits of standing, even from burning more calories, but just if you're able to stand during this workout, please do. It's more beneficial to our health. Breathe out and slow it down. Great. How are the shoulders? Let's try and go to the front as the finisher. 5 repetitions, but nice and slow. Just to shoulder height. Breathe out and down. Great work, everyone. We want to build our muscles, keep ourselves nice and strong. When you are asked about feel-good workouts, it is not just chair yoga. It is actual strength training. Tell everyone, you are strength training. At whatever age you are, I'm so impressed. You're lifting weights. Yep, for your longevity. Last one, breathe out and in. Yay! How do we feel? Are we good? Should we give it a quick shoulder floss just to finish? A nice little bit with your scarves, your tights, your belts, your resistance bands. Just easing out. Let's take this one nice and slow. Really think about how you can improve your range of movement. So if you're struggling and you're here, that's fine. Over time, I promise if you just practice this one, this has got its own snack. Keep going. I'll quickly show you how easy the book is, because you can just dip in and out of it. You don't need to read the whole book. In fact, I've just gone on to snack on strength training. There's a little section there, but the shoulder floss, keep going if you can, just for a few seconds, is here because it is probably one of the most important ones, a 1-minute snack. The benefits help reduce neck soreness, releasing rounded shoulders and back from long periods of sitting or driving, strengthening the upper body muscles, full range of movement in the ball and socket joint, reduces the chances of long-term chronic pain or injury. This is on page 85. Release tension and stress, which is often stored and builds up in the head, neck, and shoulders. Keeps your joints supple, mobile, and loose. And there's a little video, you just take a picture of it, straight to follow along video. So I just wanted to show you why this snack is so important. Let's relax there. We're going to do a very important but quick stretch today. I don't want you to leave without stretching. This is a key part of the Feel Good Fitness prescription. We're going to sit or stand, lift your arms up, and we're going to try and come into a nice angel position. So I'm bringing my elbows here, but I'm squeezing and I'm almost arching my back, lifting through my chin. So let's try that again. Inhale, exhale. I'm squeezing those elbows together, opening out my chest. So if you're standing, can you try, or seated, can you try and retract your shoulder blades? Maybe look up a little bit and up. So this is a nice little angel opener. Inhale, exhale. Really arch the back. I'll show you again. Doesn't this feel good? Inhale and exhale. I can feel that even after what we've done is great. Relax there. We're going to open out your arms, seated or standing, and you're going to first just round your back and bring your fingertips interlock together. But I want you to try and create a C shape in your spine. So your vertebrae are open. Take a deep breath, chin to chest, rounding, tucking the tailbone on. Then lift the arms up. Let's lengthen all the way up. Take a nice big breath in and release. Feel good hugs again, like our seated or standing cat-cow. Your moment of self-love, because you're all amazing for what you've done today. And I'm sending you all virtual hugs. We're going to breathe in. We're going to arch our back, seated or standing. Lift through your chin. And I want you to first wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself a little pat on the back, a bit of self-love. We're releasing oxytocin. Don't you feel good? And then I'm going to send you another big hug. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful work. Well done, Andrew. I know you've just jumped on. He's been working out in his suit today. He's got a nice event in town, but you look very handsome and very proud that you joined today in your work attire, which is what I want everyone to do, whatever you're wearing. We're then going to take a nice neck stretch. So what I'm going to do is place one hand on the opposite ear, seated or standing, and you're just going to bring your ear towards that shoulder. You're going to smile, maybe arm behind your back so that you're just opening out that shoulder. We're easing out the tension. You should feel it here. You can even turn your head down a little bit to deepen the stretch. Breathe in wherever feels good for you. Well done. And the other side. This is such a nice stretch. You could just do this any time of the day, yeah? Can you think of one or two exercises in your mind that you enjoyed from today? And just try and think, if I can commit to just doing those once or twice a day, how beneficial that would be. Just little exercise snack homework there. We're all going to take a seat and we're going to bring both legs out in front of us. We're going to try and straighten the legs, bring your toes towards you, and we're going to take a big inhale here, and then we're going to reach forward. You don't have to touch your toes. Obviously, if you can, great. Otherwise, place your hands on your shins, even on your thighs, but keep the legs straight, because I want to feel stretch from the backs of your legs, from the top down. Relax your shoulders, head, neck, and shoulders. Take a few deep breaths here. Try and relax the chest towards the thighs. You should feel quite a deep stretch. Relaxing all the way behind the legs. And then roll up gently. Two options here. Seated. You could either hug one knee in and hug it in towards you, or you could try and place your foot on the opposite knee and just ease out that hip. This is such a lovely one. I love doing this. When you're watching TV, when you're sitting, anytime, yeah? These are simple things we can add in through our day. If you want to make that deeper, You can extend, push it down a little bit, but just see how you go. Or you could bring your chest towards your shin. Breathe here, nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. We're giving ourselves time on these stretches because it's important to reduce risk of injury to stretch. Also, if you have any muscular soreness, these are things you can add in. There's lots of stretch snacks in my book, on my YouTube, Instagram. Do have a look. It's also lovely self-care. Again, tying it into your breath, taking a moment. It's increasing your flexibility, giving yourself those moments where we're not on our screens, we're not running around, we're actually doing something for ourselves, which is so important, self-care. And then final one, we do our feel-good finish, seated or standing. I'll do it standing, but do feel free to stay seated. We're going to take a nice big positive inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bringing them down, releasing any tension, negativity, stress. Mummy usually does one in Gujarati. We'll do another one because we have lots of workouts translated into Gujarati on my YouTube channel from the pandemic. If it can help anyone, please share, or to share this workout with a friend. I would love to be able to help more people. Then taking a final big positive inhale. Capture that positivity, hands be at the top. Bring it down to your heart center. Take a moment to close your eyes in prayer position and thank your amazing bodies. Whatever you managed to do today, I'm proud of you. You turned up, you invested in your physical, mental health, reducing risks of so many chronic illnesses. Well done. Take a bow, give yourselves a clap. This workout will be saved on my YouTube. I will talk to my amazing Zoom community now at the end, but please, please, please share these workouts. Do leave me a comment on YouTube because that feedback is so valuable. And I have a WhatsApp group where I send out session reminders. It is Easter, so watch this space on which weeks I'll be doing over the Easter holidays, but there are hundreds saved for you and your loved ones. I have diabetes playlists, dementia-friendly playlists, I have menopause playlists, and like I said, lots of content on there. So do please keep it up. A couple of times a week would be amazing. And then of course, please keep exercise snacking through your day. I hope you enjoyed it. Well done. Thank you for the feedback, YouTube. And I am going to